Hey everyone, my name is Amanda Waldhart, and you are at Amanda's Inspiration Station, my Facebook page. I'm hopping on a couple minutes early today because, for one, I haven't done this in a really long time of Facebook Live, and I need to make sure that A, I'm in the right spot, and B, it's working. So, give me a minute. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to look over here at my laptop to make sure that I'm all good to go. And then I have a fabulous card to share with you today. So give me just a minute here. All right, it looks like I am in the right spot. So yay me. It's been a long time since I've done a Facebook Live, sadly. However, so for those of you who normally follow me and follow my weekly Wednesday projects and the things that I do, I always pre-record a video and then I upload it to my YouTube channel, which is under my name, Amanda Waldhart, and then Amanda's Inspiration Station. And then I also share it on my Facebook page, but I also share it on my blog. I've decided to kind of reverse it and do the opposite and do Facebook Lives for my weekly Wednesday. I'm still recording it, so it'll be on my Facebook. I'll also post it on my blog, and then I'll also share it to my YouTube channel. So for those of you watching me on whatever platform you are watching me on, I really, really appreciate it. If you are not a YouTube subscriber of mine, or you are not following and liking, both following and liking my Amanda's Inspiration Station page, I would love for you to do that. I really appreciate it. Hi Helen, how are you? So thank you. So I'm going to start posting this on here. Now, in the past, I've also done a project sheet. I will still have a project sheet. It'll be a free printable project sheet on whatever project that I'm doing. So you still will be able to do that. Now, in the past, I've always done 2 projects. However, I actually went back working for my credit union that I bank at and that I used to work for. And so with that and my Stampin' Up business and my family, and my girls are both involved in a lot of things, it's kind of gotten where it's like I don't have enough time in the day. That's what my problem is. So I'm going to slowly but surely start cutting down on a few things. Hi, Rhonda. Thank you guys for joining me. So I'm going to cut down, and instead of doing 2 projects on Wednesdays, I'm going to do 1 project, and I'm going to hop on as a Facebook Live. All right, so I'm going to get started because I have a super cute project for you, and I'm going to face you down here. So the moment I saw this bundle on the ocean, the first thing I thought about was Pirates of the Caribbean, and I thought of the Black Pearl. So this is my take on the Black Pearl, which is Johnny Depp's ship, Captain Jack Sparrow, and I'm super excited about it. So I think this card is adorable. I had a lot of fun making it, and it's honestly relatively easy. So you will need the bundle to make this card, but it's so cute. I mean, there's different things that you can do. Now, I made it into a birthday card, so I literally left it blank on the outside, so it looks like the Black Pearl. And then when you open it up, I had the stamp, happy birthday, hoping this year is full of adventure and excitement, which all of this is in part of this stamp, this bundle here. So super cute, super fun. We're going to use a couple different things. So we are going to use the painted texture embossing folder because that is actually what I embossed the Black Pearl. And then we're going to use some, this says Whisper White. So disclaimer, my craft pad is still an old craft pad. I really need to get the new one. But it is white, and we're going to use the sponge dauber, and we're going to use the white craft pad. We're also going to use basic gray ink pad and Memento or StazOn, whichever one you prefer. And that's really it. We're going to decorate the outside of the envelope too, because I think if you're going to mail this card out, it's got to have the envelope decorated. I love it. So let's go ahead and get started. Also, on my project sheets that will be printable, project sheets will literally tell you the supplies that I use and the measurements of the cards. But the video is what shows that's what the instruction is. Okay, so we are going to start with Smoky Slate cardstock, and it's going to measure at 5.5 by 8.5, and you're just going to fold it in half, or you can score it at 4 1/4, however you prefer. I personally like to just fold it in half a lot of times. I do use my bone folder for sure to varnish that crease right there. And then we have a couple pieces here. So we have basic black. This is going to be our first layer of our card. And this is actually going to measure at 4 by 5 1/4. And then we're going to have basic gray over top, which we're going to do some stamping on. So we're not going to adhere that just yet. This is at 3 3/4 by 5. And then on the inside, I also decided to make it 3 3/4. I cut that. You could cut it to 4 by 5 1/4, but it doesn't matter. And then you're going to need some scraps, because you're going to need some scraps for the die pieces. So we're going to need Smoky Slate for the clouds. And then you're going to need some basic black, obviously, for the ship. And then you're also going to need basic white for the little skull on the ship. So that's what we're doing. We are doing the black pearl today. Super excited. I love it. Oh, and you are going to need a piece of black cardstock if you want to decorate your envelope like this. Now, I always, in order to decorate the envelope like this, you can do cardstock or designer series paper. I do it a lot. This always measures at 2.5 by 5 3/4. And that gives it enough to glue on the back side, which we're going to do today, and then gives you enough to trim it off. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's do some stamping first. Actually, you know what? No, let's do some die cutting. Let's get all our pieces die cut first, and then that way we can actually stamp and put together the black pearl. All right, so we're going to need some scraps, and I'm going to kind of put my cut and emboss machine kind of right here. I know it's big, but we're just going to kind of do this for just a moment. So we're going to need to first do the die cutting, and then we'll go ahead and do the embossing, because you do need to, and you know what? I'm going to move this again. Sorry, I'm being wishy-washy. I need to first get out the dies. We're going to need to cut out the black pearl first, and then we emboss. So I do want to share with you all of the pieces that are in this die, because I really do think this set is wonderful. So we're going to use both of these pieces right here to make the ship, along with this piece. These are the pieces that we're going to use to make the ship. And then we also have the flag. So we have the flag. We're going to use that too. And they actually have 2 flags in this set. So that's kind of nice if you needed to make a bunch of flags. It kind of is nice that they give you an extra one. They also give you a die so that if you stamp this ship, you can actually just put it right over and do that. Same with the little wheel or whatever. I don't even know what the proper term of this is called. And then we're also going to take this little skull and we're going to do that. But they give you 2 of these too, which I think is great that they do that. And then also inside with the dies comes like water and waves. So there's like borders and dies for water and waves, which is really nice. But we're not going to use all the pieces. We only need 1 flag, because we're only cutting out 1 flag. And we're not stamping that. We're actually going to die cut the ship out. So now let's move these dies over, and let's get out the Big Shot. I keep saying Big Shot, and I got to quit saying that. We haven't had the Big Shot in over 2 years. I don't know why I'm saying that. The cut and emboss machine. Please forgive me for saying that. Okay, so I'm going to place some of these pieces right here. I have a big scrap piece of paper here of basic black, and I have enough to do all of them. So I'm going to go ahead and put the little flag there. And then I actually have my gray here. And you know, I'm going to do a little trick. We're going to cut this Smoky Slate in half. And I'm going to double it up with my clouds because I really need 2 clouds. And then I have a little white scrap piece right here for the little skull. And then we're just going to run this all through right now. And just run that through. And I like to go forward and then back one. I don't know if everybody else does, but I do. But see, look at how nice that is. Now I cut out 2 of the clouds. So there's that. We don't need that. We have our little skull here. And I'm going to use my little poker tool to poke that out. So we're going to put that there. And then now we have our flag and our ship. But we're going to need our ship because we're actually going to, now that it's cut through, I'm going to set my flag over there. Now that it's cut through, now we are going to run it through the cut and emboss machine again. But this time we're going to change our plates because we're going to use an embossing folder. So we're going to put our plate back. And this is a 3D embossing folder, so it's a little bit thicker. So it tells you right on here too what you need when you're either die cutting, using a standard embossing folder or a 3D embossing folder. We're going to use plate 1 and 4. So now let's put our black pearl right in here. And I got to look too because I want to make sure. I'm only doing these 2 pieces, the top part of the black pearl. I'm not embossing the base of the boat. So, or ship, should I say. So we're just going to do those 2 pieces. So we're going to run it through like that. And I'm just going to run it through to give it that texture. And then we're going to also, oh, look at that. So cool. I love the look of that. It looks so cool. Okay, so now, because we have this folder out though, we are going to take that black piece that we're going to use for our envelope. We're also going to run that through. So we want to give it the same texture as our ship. So we're just going to run that through. And then I can get rid of this big honking thing. It's not really, it's standard size. When I do a video, I always feel like it takes up the whole space of the video. All right, so we don't need that anymore. We don't need that anymore. So now we have our pieces, okay? So we can do some stamping and we can put together our black pearl ship. So let's poke that out and move that off to the side. And let's move these dies before I decide to lose these dies because I am notorious for doing that. So put them away. And all right, let's get all of our pieces out. So we have 1 cloud, 2 cloud. All right, but now I'm missing, see, look what I'm doing, you guys. Oh, did I lose? Oh, nope, you know it's on the floor. Hold on. There's my little skull right there. But you know what I am missing? The little flag. Well, that's weird. How is it that you can stamp and lose things? All right, let's just quick do a little, I'm just going to quick do another little flag. Well, clearly I wasn't very prepared for that. Okay, hold on. Let's do a quick little flag here. I'm not gonna bring the machine back over in front of the camera because I don't think you really need to see how I run this through one time, but I have a black shirt on. For those who know me, shocker, I know. But I have a black shirt on and 10 to 1, I probably have it stuck to my shirt. Okay, so now that we have all of our pieces to our black pearl, let's go ahead and do some stamping. So we need to stamp on the gray. We're going to stamp this like watery image, and we're going to actually do that in basic gray. So I'm going to ink this up, and I'm going to stamp this image more so over to the right at the bottom. And then we're going to do the birds, but we're going to do the birds in black. So I'm going to get out my Memento, and we're going to do that over to the right, but at the top, just like that. I love this. Oh, and we're going to keep Memento out because now that's all we're going to do for stamping on the front of the card. But on the inside of the card, we're going to do some stamping. So let's get out the white, the inside. And now we're going to do all in Memento. I'm going to do the bigger sane part first. I'm going to kind of center that a little bit. And then I'm going to do the little happy birthday on top of it. Kind of so that, and I'm sorry if my big old head is in the way. And then we're going to take the gray, back to the basic gray, and we're going to do the little skull, and we're just going to kind of stamp it like that. That's it for stamping. So that's all we're going to do for that. All right, so let me get that out of the way. Now let's go ahead and actually put this in this inside of our card. So I'm just going to flip this over, and I'm going to adhere it, and we're going to place it flat. And we're just going to kind of center it. Okay. And now we have our black piece. I'm actually going to go ahead, since this is our first layer of our card and nothing is being stamped on it, we're going to go ahead and we're going to place that there. And since we've already stamped this, we're just doing this all flat. So we can go ahead and stamp that as well. Oops. So we're just doing flat, flat, and flat. There we go. Okay. And actually, you know what? I probably shouldn't have stamped that because I just realized that I wanted this off a little bit, but I can get my paper snips in there and snip it off. Okay. So now we need to put the black pearl together. Now, before we do that, we're going to want to use our white craft ink, and we're going to use our sponge dauber, and we're just going to kind of dab it, and then we're just going to kind of lightly brush over it like this, just because it really pulls out. It really pulls out this embossing folder. I just love how it looks. It's totally, to me, has this ship feel, like an old abandoned ship, pirate ship. It's just very cool. I really like it. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lightly do the flag just a little bit. And I'm also just a little bit going to do, not a lot, just a little bit on the base of the ship, because there are some lines in here, so I do want to do just a little bit of that. And then since we have that, we're going to wait to do this last. I know we have it out, but we're going to put it away and wait to do that very last. So I'm going to put that away. So now I'm going to get out my dimensionals, because we're going to need that. And what we're going to do is this piece right here, we're actually going to pop it up on this piece. Oh, hello, kitty. There's a cat head here. I tried to keep him out of my classroom, but I just got home and he was like meowing at the door, like crying, "Mom, let me in." So then I felt bad. All right. So now that I have all my dimensionals, I'm going to just place this on top because it's giving it another kind of dimension. And I'm also going to take the base of the ship and I'm going to pop that up. And we're going to place that right about there. Then we're going to flip this back over and we're going to pop it up again. So this is really giving this like some height. because I did it once and now I'm going to do it again. And let's place that one right there. And now we're going to pop that up over top here. Oh, I love this. I love the black pearl. I like Pirates of the Caribbean. It's always been one of my favorite movies. And I don't think there's anybody in the world who could play Jack Sparrow other than Johnny Depp. So, with that said, all right, so now I'm going to take a little dimensional 2 and I'm going to place it on the flag. But actually, before I adhere that, let's do the flat. We're going to do the first one flat, the cloud. All right, so I'm actually, and I'm going to kind of bring it over like this because I do want it to kind of overlap the birds a little bit. And then with this one, we're going to actually use dimensionals to pop it up. But I'm not going to put dimensionals all the way to the edge here because I actually want to snip some of it off. I probably should have done this before I laid this piece down, but I'll just snip like that. There we go. And now, because I do have enough space, I am going to go ahead and tuck a dimensional underneath there now. Just because I don't want that kind of flapping. All right, and then we're going to put our little flag here at the top. There we go. And then I'm just going to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to do a little glue dot with my green glue here. I'm just going to kind of do a few little dots. Dot, dot, not a lot. That's what we're going to do. And then we're going to place that on there because every pirate ship needs that, especially the Black Pearl totally has that. So we're going to have to do that for sure. So look at this. Isn't this such a fun card? And it's not hard. It really is not hard. It is so much fun. Okay, so now let's do this. We need to put this on our envelope, which I'm going to grab another envelope. So I'm going to use green glue again for this because I like to use the green glue. I know there's a lot of you that don't. You are, by all means, can use your Stampin' Seal, or tear and tape, whatever you want to do. And then I'm just going to line the edge of this up to the edge of the envelope. And I'm going to give it a little rub here. And I'm just making sure that I'm still on live. Yep, I am. Okay, good. All right, so now I'm going to bring back my white ink. And then I'm just going to, yeah, I got a little extra on there, but that's all right. I'm just going to kind of rub it all over. And, you know, I do have a paper towel here, so if it's a little much, like I just feel like that was a little much, you can definitely take some paper towel. That's a nice thing, too, because it kind of gives it that chalky look, that worn look. And you can just take some paper towel and just blend it in like that. Love that. That actually turned out super cute. And then you're just going to flip it over, and you're just going to trim off the extra. And there you go. And voila. There's your adorable Black Pearl card. I love it. Plus, this is a card you could give a girl or a guy. I mean, it is definitely a masculine looking card, but this is a card you could give girl or a guy. I love it. And it's a birthday card. It's so great. Of course, there are other saints here, though, that are wonderful, too. But, you know, birthday cards, I feel like, are very, probably the #1 thing that's probably mailed out is a birthday card. Maybe. I don't know. I feel like that's the card that's mailed out the most. But I hope you guys enjoyed this project today. Hi, Denise. Thanks for watching. So I hope you guys enjoyed this project today. There will be a link later on. I will actually post it to Amanda's Inspiration Station where it'll be up. I believe I'll be able to do it, and I'm not 100% sure. Let me look to see under more here. I don't know if there'll be an area where I can actually post the project sheet to my Amanda's Inspiration Station page, but I know for sure later when I upload this to my YouTube channel, the free printable project sheet will be attached to that. So you can go there, and then I will also have it on the blog post for you as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do want to say I will be back next Wednesday at 4 o'clock with another project, but I also will be back on this channel tomorrow at 4 o'clock because I am going to share with you February's Creating Card Club. I started a Creating Card Club back in October. This is completely a new endeavor for me, and I'm having so much fun with it, and I actually want to get it out there more and share it with everybody. So I'm going to start doing it as a Facebook Live, and I'm going to start I will tell you all the details about it tomorrow. So if you want to hop on back and join me, I guess I could turn this back to my face. I mean, here I'm sitting there talking and it's on the card, but so if you want to join me tomorrow to hear more about my monthly Creating Card Club, I would love for you to stop on by. It is a free class, so it's a free video for you to see. That I'll be making 4 cards, and we'll be using the Silly Goose stamp set. Okay? Thanks everybody for watching, and have a great day. Bye.